Now, there was one particular article that I wanted to showcase, but I can't find it now. The Verge. Who reads The Verge? Black Myth Wukong is too mediocre for all this drama. Bro, cope. Cope. Now, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, the person who is trying to call this game mediocre, the person who's trying to call this game mediocre is the epitome of mediocre. I would even call it mediocre. I would call this creature extremely subpar. I mean, this woman spends her entire career coping and seething. I mean, literally at this point. This woman copes and seethes to the max every single time. She doesn't like anything that's not black. Unless it's dick, apparently, because she posted herself on some sort of like yacht or a boat with a bunch of rich white people and one white guy who is trying to lick her tongue. So, not her tongue, I'm sorry, her ear. So apparently you hate white people so much, you can't stand how mediocre they are. You can't stand white privilege. But when it comes to getting that white dick, you're perfectly fine. Or at the very least, when it comes to you benefiting from white privilege money, you're perfectly fine. You'll take free drinks. You'll take free drinks on a boat with white people. You'll do that. You'll do that. But when it comes to Twitter, nah, white people are the problem. White people are the problem. Don't, how dare you sexualize women? What? Tell that to the guy who tried to lick your ear. But again, it's double standards, right? People like this, they want the access. And unfortunately, Ash Paris has to sit there in bed, lay down, and admit to herself that the only way for her to get access is to shill for white people. That must really hurt an activist like this, right? Somebody who hates white people so much. The only way for you to get access into the industry that you currently are in is for you to shill to white people. That must really hurt. That must suck. That must really suck. So let's go back to the article. Let's go back. Let's go back to her amazing piece of literary work. Black Myth Wukong is too mediocre for all this drama. A perfectly fine action game has become saddled with a lot of baggage. By Ash Parrish, a reporter who covers the business, culture, and communities of video games with a focus on marginalized gamers and writing about the intersection of video games and sex. Why are you just so fucking useless? Like, I don't understand. I don't understand. But hey, get that commission, girl. Get that commission, girl. Grifter. Black Myth Wukong is a hit, breaking all-time peak player counts on Steam, beating out Counter-Strike and Power to become blah, blah, blah. We already know. Discussion of Wukong on social media has been dominated by people arguing about what constitutes a valid criticism of a piece of art. Reviews of the game have become the target of harassment, and the general tenure of the conversation has reached a level of toxicity that will likely make any potentially curious player run screaming for the safety of yonder Fortnite hills, myself included. Bitch, let it be known, Ash Parrish was never going to play this game. Let it be known. Let that shit be known. You were never going to play this game. And you know what? I'm going to say what everybody has in their mind right now. I could read the mind of everybody in this chat. You want to know what they're thinking? They can speak for themselves, but I'm just going to guess. They're thinking if the toxicity around the game is keeping somebody like Ash Parrish out of the game, good. Don't play the fucking game and go play Dustborn. If you don't feel welcome in this game, good. Bye. See ya.
Shit.
Later.
Shit.
Peace.
Shit.
Get the fuck out.
Nigga, please.
Shit.
I mean, am I wrong? No, seriously, if the toxicity around the game, which again, it's not toxicity, right? You are the ones that are trying to bring toxicity into the game that has no toxicity. You are trying to bring that in here. And people are saying, we don't want that shit. We don't want to deal with that shit. Stop trying to talk about diversity in a game that is not talking about that. You have other games that you can talk about diversity in. If you want to talk about diversity, guess what? There's a great game that came out at the same time as Black Myth Wukong, and yet you dumb motherfuckers want to talk about Wukong, but you don't want to talk about Dustboard. You don't want to talk about the game that's actually shilling for DEI because you already know you got them wrapped in the bag, so you don't want to talk about it. You want to talk about Black Myth fucking Wukong and about how the game should be diverse because at the end of the day, you know that that game is necessary to your success because you want to grift on the current popularity that is known as Black Myth Wukong. Otherwise, you would be talking about Dustborn, but you're not. You're not talking about Dustborn because the game is already in your pockets. There's no need to talk about it. There's no need to actually try to convince people or the developers to shill for DEI. There's no need for it. They're already doing it. So you're all collectively targeting one game, and that's Black Myth Wukong. You know why? Because you saw how much money this company just made, and you don't know how to deal with it. Again, saying that a game should be more diverse is not a criticism of the game at all. It's a criticism of the ideology of the developers. You're asking for diversity or the lack thereof diversity, and you're like, oh, I'm just criticizing the game. You're not. You're criticizing the developers. There's a difference, right? Diversity was never sold as a focal point in this game. So you bringing up diversity is not a criticism of the game because it's not even in there. It's not a focal point. Anyways, then they're trying to say reviewers of the game have become the target of harassment. Shut the fuck up, you dumb motherfuckers. You guys are journalists. You guys are fucking... Stop being pussies. Seriously, you may have one, but stop acting like one. It's fucking retarded, man. You guys are journalists. Whatever happened to journalists that could take can fucking take it? I don't understand. When do you all become such bitches? Every single one of you. You guys are acting like we're fucking lying about you when we report about you. We're just literally reading what you're saying and giving opinions on it. You know who does that? Journalists. You guys are allowed to go put whatever fucking opinion you want on anything that you report on, and you think because you do it through text that somehow makes you guys morally superior? Shut the fuck up. Shut up.